Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen. It's a day. What more do you want? Hello. And it's nice to be here. Look at this. I managed it in time. For those of you who aren't on the Discord, who did I even mention it on social media? Yeah. So I recorded a Plank of the Week thing remotely from using this studio, the Blue Studio in the Blue Room. In the Blue Room with no something. I did it. With literally, what was it, 3 minutes left? So today's show has been prepared in 3 minutes. You won't notice the difference. It'll seem just as prepared as the rest. If you are watching for the first time, get stuck in the chat. You can go to youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen. We can start to see who was here right at the 10:50. Charlotte was here, thirst trap. And then Chris was saying blast. And then what we got? And who next? Joodles, thank God for this respite in half an hour. What a flipping day I'm having. What kind of flipping day you're having? I see lower down in the chat that you're eating hobnobs for lunch. That seems perfectly fine. It's two of the main food groups, isn't it? It's hob and knob. Not sure if they're food groups. You eat one of them. Hey, we're talking about who dat? Elite's here. Things can only get better now then. Oh, yes, we go around the D. Ream thing. Interesting. We were just talking about Professor Brian Cox on Mike Graham's Plank of the Week. The second reference I've had to that this morning. 7 o'clock Friday, I think is when it comes out. So you could watch that if you're interested. It's very much what you're going to see. Just, me in this shirt. I didn't have time to get changed. No, just in case we went live accidentally and I was halfway through and you got the old man wig sticking out. The old chest wig. You don't need that. Ladies. Steady on. What else? Who else is here? Martin saying Charlotte. Mr. Cuffs here saying hello, chat. Hello, Mr. Hello. Who is this? What an eye. What are you? Is your name Geordie? It feels like if you didn't see last episode, I do speak Geordie, so I know about that. And I think we're all up to date. Who else? Proper memes. Only earwigs here doing what? Seb's here. Hello, Steve. How? I'm keeping all right. Thanks for tuning in. Chris Hood, I'm back. You can start now. Thank you. We were waiting for you. For a second there, it looked like I was the one who might be late, but we were just basically treading water. Middlesbrough flipping council, says Joodles, is ruining my day. But hey-ho, you want to get them on the phone and speak to them in a language they can understand, which is Wagwan, man. I think Ems is here. She talks like that. Get Ems. Joodles, get Ems on the phone to teach you how to do the authentic Middlesbrough accent, which, as we know, Wagwan, man. And then you get it done. Middlesbrough, man. There you go. Ems is, yeah. I wonder if I criticise Brian Cox here, will I get censored? Well, it depends how you spell Cox. Where's Ems at? She's going down the tune. That's what I imagine. Wagwan down the tune. I'll have a word, says Ems. Good. You'll have a word, and that word will be Wagwan. You're up to date. Is there any news? Not as in the new. Obviously, this is the show where we talk about the news. Often I like to keep you up to date with what's going on, Wagwan, with my life. No, actually, do you know what? I've just recorded that thing. Let's do start with a drink. I need it today. Working late last night. Oh, that's bad. You're up to date. Let's do this thing. Front pages. It's not going to be easy, is it? I mean, look, this is meant to be the lighter side of things. I'm hardly doing today's show of tune in for my hot comedic take on anti-Semitism in the UK. It's kind of what we're left with today's front pages, isn't it? Yeah. So look, if you wanted my very serious take on this, last night on GB News from 11 o'clock, you can still watch it on YouTube. I think I made some good points about how we should have seen this coming. We have seen this coming. It's not should have. We've literally seen it coming. There was an arson attack that was joked about on this show a few weeks ago because it was a petrol bomb. So I did a joke about petrol and, the petrol price. I think we got away with that joke. However, there's not a lot to laugh at on this one. So look, more should be done. 25. What was the thing that Keir Starmer announced? 25 million to increase security around synagogues. Right. You know the two guys who were stabbed there? In a synagogue, were they? No. Okay, well then, thanks for not solving the problem. And on last night's show, I tried to point out, I tried to word this in a way that wouldn't cause too many issues, but the anti-Semitism we're talking about, there are more than one type. It's not the right-wing anti-Semitism that you might remember from like the 80s. It's not the left-wing from the Corbyn era. It's another one, isn't it? And until we have the chat about what fuels that and whether this third type of anti-Semitism may well have been somewhat imported, then I guess we don't move any further on that. Anyway, that was all my talk on that. There's got to be something. I tried to do a joke last night on the telly about Keir Starmer didn't go there. And the other guy, one of the other people on the show, Mark Littlewood, was saying, like, would it have helped? Of course it wouldn't help. But in these situations, you just want politicians to go and get shouted at a bit. To have a sense that they are in the moment and suffering the acknowledgement that their decisions have not worked out so far. I think, we saw one politician get shouted at, and Mark Rowler getting shouted at. You just kind of want a bit of that, don't you? If a community feels under attack, maybe it's nice to go and get a representative like the Prime Minister turn up. But I was saying I reckon he'll turn up on Saturday. No one really got that. No one. Not. Hang on, what's going on here? Let's just check in the comments. If you tread water, do you squeeze more water out? Good, depend. Yep, says Martin. Charlotte says, I'm so glad Hood and Cuff and Martin are here. Now just need PM. He was already here. Oh, sorry, I'm sure. This time, says PM, I didn't put Steve's face on that man's body for the thumbnail. You bet you thought about it, didn't you? Wutan is pronounced with a Germanic W. So it's Catan. I had a guess. I had a good swing and a hit there, didn't I? Or a swing and a miss. It's difficult to know. Waiting for the bum punch song in this show. I didn't get the audio. Yeah, we'll record it. Chris says the window fitter is noisy. Has there been bang? The aircon is on. Is that all right? I know sometimes there's a little bit of hiss because I refuse to have this mic up where it's meant to be. Sorry, stupid phone spelling correction. Wotan is pronounced Votan. There are many options, aren't there? Votan. I feel like... Were you one of the Klingons in original Trek? Not replying to the offers of the bum punch. I don't realise you've been putting out offers. Is that a euphemism? Chris, what's Chris euphemised? The window fitter. Hi, Steve, says Alan. How are you? Sorry to hear your... What? Sorry, good to hear your voice last night. Today, very reassuring. For a minute, I thought my voice is all right. Do you mean the general thing I was talking about, my take on it, or the smooth tones? This is where the mic's meant to be. The smooth tones of Stephen Allen. Did a voiceover this week, actually, for a small little YouTube-y thing. Someone who had the surname Pavlova, but I had to pronounce it Pavlova. Broke my brain. Couldn't do it. However, I was using the voice. I wasn't using that voice, but only one thing I use that voice for, ladies. Front pages. This one. The Guardian goes with small acts of petty symbolism spotted in... No, they don't, obviously, because it was this, but it's probably what they wanted, isn't it? Can I just say, I realised that S is meant to be a capital S. And I got into one of those things with AI where that's what I asked it to do, and it put a lowercase s. And I was like, could you make the S uppercase? And it did, but it made it red. So I said, could you make the uppercase S not red, but black? And it left it red, but with a black background just under that letter. And I was like, this is why AI won't take over. So there's the front page of The Guardian, the front page of the Daily Telegraph, Jew hate out of control in UK. We also talked a lot about some of the online backlash to the fact that these officers kicked the guy in the head. And I defended it. I'm not one of those, ruffian types who F about, find out. I mean, I probably believe that somewhat. But you don't need that argument in this case. What you need is, if you've got someone who's got a knife and may have more explosive device. But even then, just has a knife. You probably want them to be unconscious so they can't... Whatever they're still holding the knife, if you can't get the knife off them, you want them to be knocked out. That's why he was tased. That's why they tried to knock him out. And also no one shot him because we're not America. So you think the internet could be happy about that. Of course it won't. We'll try and get a bit... This is the story I wanted us to talk about last night on the telly, and that. I stand more chance of pronouncing Wotan's name than reading that. Is everyone else seeing that as blurry, or do I need to get myself down Specsavers? The sale of traditional tumble dryers is to be stamped crut in net zero drive that will bum punch consumers towards narrow, more expensive machines that take longer to dry clothes. No, dude. Is it really going to... If it takes longer, right, then it's still going to use the electricity. Let's not let people have power. Let's have lower power for longer. Power, of course, being energy divided by time. So let's use that power rating for longer. Times power by time gives you back to energy. Yeah, same use of energy.
Science Corner.
Thank you. Bit of A-level there. Nothing wrong with that. What's going on in the chat? The image is like a promo for Hot Fuzz 2. He was out of shape. Good. Tasers come in very good, trust me. Oh, all right. Well, you're safe from on the streets of London, are you? We should deploy you whenever there's problems around Golders Green. I tried Joodles, but he can't hear me. Who did what with the who? What, Chris? What did Chris do? Oh, the window fitter. Your window fitter. Have you ever seen windows fitted? You didn't mention it. Well, blurry, says Joodles. Elite says blurry. Martin says blurry. So it's not just... Rub your eye, says Charlotte. No, not that eye, gentlemen. You can make a wish. It's not a genie that comes out, though, is it? Blurry says proper memes because it's shaking like it's on a tumble dryer. That's the thing. If we have these lower-powered tumble dryers, no longer will bored housewives be able to, how do I say this politely, frottage themselves to climax. Probably wasn't how I should have said it politely, was it? Votan says, cretins like Ed Miliband's why Europe and the UK is effed up. Yep. A family show, Charlotte. Yes, Martin. Good point, Charlotte. It's a family show. Don't sit around talking about middle-aged women bored at home, frottaging themselves off on the Bosch. Oh, sorry. No, it's me that did that, was it? Doesn't have to be a Bosch. You can do it on a Zanussi if that's what you're into. There's the appliance of science, isn't it? The appliance of...
Science Corner.
Frottage or frottage? Let's go and speak to Votage about that. Charlotte says, family show. Oh, yeah, with Bum Punch, Chuck, Pocket Talk, and Steve showing his Tiny Steve. Hey, whoa. Let's not judge Tiny Steve. Here he is. Oh, look. He can wave when I'm not waving. He gives you the thumbs up. Like and subscribe. What do you mean this is a nonsense show? Voltan. Isn't that the 1970s film with Sean Connery with the loincloth? Oh, yeah, the one where they show him the pictures to try and arouse him to show that he is just nothing more than a beast. And they show him a picture of a, I think it's a middle-aged, bored housewife. And her... I can't think of any other brands of what... No, I've used Bosch and I've used Zanussi and I'm out of options. Anyone know other brands of dishwash? Brands? Well, you could rub yourself off on a Beaker or whatever it is, but she deserves better. Brands of washing machines. LG. Oh, no, that up. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's one that's going to be used later on. Yep. Okay. There we go. Right. Thank you. Back into... Oh, Ruben's here. Greetings, Mr. Allen. Hello. Thanks for just suggesting types of... I love it. There's another thing to do in the front pages. This is the final front page, and obviously difficult to navigate around today's news. You know my thoughts on it. The Daily Mail, though. There's that, but their typesetting's a bit rough, isn't it? So if you go to the front page, I think I get these from Sky, they have redacted that bit of the story. That's a bit gutting, isn't it? However, of course, I was on a flipping TV show where one reviews the newspapers, so I got the actual thing. They don't fit. Hang on. That's what was redacted. Exclusive. Angela Rayner, a boozy night and Commons barroom door that had to be repaired. She flipping did a door in. Now, we don't know if she accidentally walked into the door or if she thought the door was looking at her pint or something like that. But she went over there and she did the door in. Of course, there is a chance she thought the door was a tumble dryer. I'm not saying she is a middle-aged, bored woman trying to get herself to climax on a hot point. Hot point, that's the one I said. Come on. Should have thought hot point early doors. She looks the type, doesn't she? You wouldn't be surprised if someone says, oh, I've got to repair one of the doors in the House of Commons. Rayner again, was it? So, yeah, fair play. Look at me bringing you the news. What's that? It's my phone sticking out there. Get out of... You're not famous. Neither am I. Good point. Well made. And all right, we're done with that. I think we can go deeper if you fancy it.
Let's get inside the news.
I have quite the disorganised pile of newspapers, as today's show was... hang on. Sorry, Stuart's inquiry. Martin says no. Zardoz was the Connery movie. Joodle says Ruby Doobs. Because Joodles is now being Scooby-Doo, shouting out an exclamation. Right? Right. Reuben. Oh, I know, I see now. I see. That's what she said. Hashtag don't fit. I'm not quite sure about that. Votan gets a mention by Chartle. Chartle's here. Let's have a look. And anything else of interest? Message from Hugh Jarrett. I'm watching, but no hands free. Oi, oi. Someone's rubbing himself on his Electra. Someone's having a go at the Electra looks. No, I've even got... I can't even work out what type mine is. Right, let's do the pile. We are now into the news. We can start... Okay, I like to try and do the more serious ones first, but I do go through the tabloids for this. Well, it's kind of serious, I suppose. Gang trio handled 40,000 hot phones. Quote marks, they don't mean actually hot. They do cool down. Indeed, my phone will tell me it needs to go into night mode to cool down, which is clever because it is cooler at night. Nearly half of phones stolen in London in a 2-year period were handled by an Afghan gang. Wagwan man, Afghan gang, who shipped up to 40,000 out of the country. Can we have a word with this guy? Because there's a chance he might be the one who can get us Morgan McSweeney's phone. This is our best shot at it. No? Fair enough. A veritable feast of names today, says Elite. I know, I'm struggling. Vibranads 3000, says Martin. That's your washing machine, is it? If that's what you were sold when you went into Curry's, they must have seen you coming. Sorry, I had to make a phone call. Have I missed nothing? Of course you missed nothing. Of course you missed nothing. And Cuffy, you missed Steve calling his nether regions a dishwasher. Is that what I did? Did I? I mean, when I rub it against plates, it does go, but that's, I'm not sure it cleans them. I think it might clean them, but I was still asked to leave that restaurant. Only poorly balanced washing machine and spin dryers provide enough stimulation, says Wotan. You're right. No, that's a good point, well made. If it was called a dishwasher, it would be called Bosch. Bosch. I thought it seemed cheap. Well, what, my nether regions? Have a day. Maybe they still have an old twin tub. It's when you run it through the mangles that's the problem. That's why you banned from Nando's. This is. Should we get back into? Elite says, "I like Ruby Doo." Ruh-roh. Right. No, we're not letting today's show get fully away from us. Both me and Little Steve are teaming up on this one. Like and subscribe. It's going to be a good show. It's my second show of the day. I should be better. Right. Speaking of this, it's time for.
Sydney Sweeney Report.
The Sweeney. Barry Keogh says he stopped socialising after being accused of cheating on ex-Sabrina Carpenter, and I can't tell the difference between the two. It's roughly the same, isn't it? The actor split with a singer in 2024, after which rumours emerged that he slept with influencer Brecky Hill. Brecky? What, the TV show Brecky Hill? The morning version of Grange Hill, where you get... who denied... So no one thinks this happened. He said, I've stopped going to events. I've stopped social... Well, there's no way he cheated on Sabrina Carpenter. Not come of it. Oh, then, some people cheated on Kylie. The fools. But it's roughly the same as Sydney Sweeney. I'm going to tell the difference. Oh, that's a good one. We'll do that for later. Oh, this is kind of in the serious category. Farage, £5 million off crypto tycoon. Can you say that these days? The Nigel Farage is being referred to the MP's standards watchdog after allegedly failing to declare a £5 million gift from a crypto tycoon. Crypto is in the money, not the Superman's dog. Obviously. Don't know why you brought that up. And I just wanted to say, look, there's some questions to be answered here. If someone has made an absolute ton of money on crypto, the currency, not the dog, and they want to give money to someone whom appears on GB News, Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. That's all I have to say. I could even do the impression if you want. If it gets me 5 million. Honestly, seriously, if I could get a donation of £5 million to my Ko-fi, I would stop this nonsense. I would never bother you again. You could just live your life happy without this. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't subject you to pointless Ronnie Corbett impressions in the middle of a show for no good reason. I'd just crack on with my life. I'd still be doing them, of course. I'd be sat there with me, in my own personal time, not live stream to bother you. I'd be living with my £5 million going, good evening, because I'd be sat on me Bosch. Good evening. And yet here we all are. Firms in distress on rise. Number of UK companies in critical financial distress has jumped by more than a third. Hotels and leisure firms are in particular distress after facing higher labour costs and tax, blah, blah, blah. But look, the picture they use. Gyms. Gyms are having a hard time. And I feel like I really have some responsibility here. Never been to a gym. I ain't lifting stuff. The idea of having to lift stuff, that's the opposite of what I want to do. I don't even want to put stuff down. If someone else could lift it for me, then maybe we talk. Don't put me back out doing that. Hang on, I had another request come in. No, so I feel slightly bad. Do you know what I mean? That gyms they're not doing well, and I have not kept them afloat in any way. I still enjoy the wear. I love the way that people dress when they leave the gym. There's a gym near me, and when I walk to Tesco's after dropping off the kids, I know we talked about yoga pants the other day, and since talking about that, I now notice the yoga pants more. It's all weird. No one saw that coming, did they? Let's somehow trick women into wearing that Max Wall outfit. You look like on the lower half, you're about to do the luge. This. Population slow growth. The UK population is projected to grow at a slower rate over the next few decades than previously thought due to lower levels of migration. But also, this is about the pronatalism issue, isn't it? This is about not doing the rumpy-pumpy, getting it up, let's get it on, and making sweet love, procreating, making the babies, doing that. So 1.7 million are predicted to join the population. Look, I'm not anti-migration, but babies are cuter. And I'm not saying that all babies aren't anti-Semitic, because it feels like we're getting into some muddy water of this argument. Are babies anti-Semitic? I have no idea where to take this one. I feel like I've painted myself into the corner with this one. My babies aren't. My son started to say some dodgy stuff, which I'm having to correct him for. Did we talk about this? Well, no, we've mentioned Scooby-Doo on there. I've been showing my 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. 4-year-old is the son, and I wanted to show him Scooby-Doo. We talked about it. Somehow he'd heard about Scooby-Doo or something. I was like, yes, I will show you some of the original ones. They were originally in the late 60s and then in the 70s. I was not born then. Everyone online saying I look old. Shove that up, you flipping facehole. I look, just calm down. This is the best I can look. This is the best I'm going to look for the rest of my life. So this is strap on. Whatever the phrase. What are we talking about? The Scooby-Doo. So I watched them loads. They were repeated loads through the 80s when I was a young child. I love Scooby-Doo. I had boxer shorts with Scooby-Doo on them until way later than I should have done, right? But not the original pair. I just kept rebuying. So I thought, I'm going to show my kids, because I don't let my kids watch any of this, what's the crap from the Korean one, not Space Rangers, what's the one with the basically, like, multicolored dildo ninjas? Who are they do the kung fu-y stuff? Power Rangers. Multicolored space ninja dildos. That one. I don't show my kids that. They don't need to see all this hitting or whatever. And I thought, what's a cartoon that will be absolutely problem-free? Scooby-Doo. I think I found on the internet Series 2 of Scooby-Doo Where Are You, the original version of it. None of this Scrappy-Doo bull crap. Episode 2, just like, yeah, sure, episode 2. And in it, Shaggy does a Chinese accent for way too long. And it's like, if it was just a little bit, you get away with it. But he really went for it. Really proper Bond film. You know what I mean? So now my kids probably need to learn how to do that. Power Rangers. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Space Dildos. Yeah, that one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Space Dildos. Teenage Mutant Ninja Space Dildos. Got to be careful. Sometimes this feed gets flagged for having music in it. Even with the way I sing. That's what I was going for, 2 p.m. Yeah. I'm a Tom and Jerry fan. But Jerry is in the Pacemakers by the looks of it. Martin says, we too long. Wagwan man. Hang on, I've got to go higher up. Something's happened. Marvin Gaye impression now. Well, not quite, but... let's have a look. Some people think this is a bigger story than the Sydney Sweeney one. Weird how only one of them got a graphic. It isn't it? Why was there no picture of Sydney Sweeney in there? If you do a Terry Wogan impression, Charlotte, I believe it's pronounced Terry Vaughan. If you do a Terry Vaughan impression, I'll be £5 million in your account. The old Terry Wogan on a washing machine. Bosh. Terry Vaughan. Sorry, I've been pronouncing it wrong. Power Rangers. That was it. Or a Scooby-Doo would say, Ranger. I only watched He-Man for the She-Ra content. Hugh, you are on the money, sir. I also tried to I tried to show my kid He-Man, but when he was a baby, because I thought, what do we stopped that. They like pizza. Pizzagate, says Proper Memes. What do the young people or the Scooby-Doos? She-Ra. She-Ra? She got it going on. They've remade them, though. I looked online, and there's like a new She-Ra. No. Alan says, hi, Steve. I walk everywhere. Jim won't fix it for me. Did not expect a Savile reference in the middle of that one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No, that it was the Power Rangers, yeah. There's nothing dildo-esque about the Turtles. You got a weird-shaped dildo. Well, that's not what we're talking about. Instead, I recommend Hong Kong Phooey. #1 super guy. Quicker than the human eye, or faster than the human eye. Can't remember now. No, I'm sure there's no embarrassing accent issues in that at all. Wagwan Man says Joodles will never not be funny. I don't know why people are mocking me. Proper Meme says, hear me out. Marvin Gaye impression, but it's Marvin Humes from JLS and he's very camp. Did I ever tell you my JLS joke? Which I used to do on stage. It's one of the examples of a tweet that then made it to my act. And it doesn't even make sense anymore. You have to remember JLS. So, previously, JLS split up and then they reformed. And when they reformed, I said, oh, it's good news. JLS are reforming, but they're only going to go part-time. Well, Marvin says he's only going to come in one of the Saturdays. Filth, aren't I? Thundercats were amazing. Joodles, Defo were, and then Panrific. Dong. All right. Of course, Dong, as we learnt on the last episode, one of Superman's, Dong L, one of Superman's... honestly, I tried to go through last time's show and find things to make clips from, and no, it was all nonsense. Charlotte, you lot are obviously way older than me. Yeah. You don't. If you missed out on Hong Kong Phooey, because you're right, they're not going to rerun that now. That's as much chance as getting the Black and White Minstrel show repeated on the BBC. Not a chance of Hong Kong Phooey. Snarf. Snarf. That Chitara, though. What? Runner's legs. Oh, you're a spring chicken, Charlotte, says Elite. What were the TV shows you watched? Because if it's in the Night Garden, I'm going to feel really old because that's still on. That's still being run. You think I talk nonsense. You should watch that In the Night Garden thing. Chris loved Inspector Gadget. Dooba-dooba-doop. Oh, that's a good theme tune. Dooba-dooba-doop, bum-bum. Booba-dooba-doop. Dooba-dooba-doop, boop-boop. Booba-doop. Booba-doop. Booba-doop, booba-doop, booba-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. It's a slippery slope. Honestly, as soon as you start that, you can't finish. What was on with that cartoon Ludwig? I believe it's pronounced Vogan. And Batfink. Well, we're just listening. It's my fault. Let's try and get back into some news. This is still in the relatively... Imagine when we get to the stupid stories. Profits of war. BP has sparked fury as astronomical profits have more than doubled since the Iran war started. So there's a lot of talk about should we be having additional windfall taxes. I mean, you can't wipe out all the additional profit because capitalism requires highs and lows. Like, they need to run out the average. However, I wouldn't be against taking a whiff, as long as you're not wiping out all of their profits, because they're making more profits because of this. But at the same time, the government's making more money through duty, and I've done the rant saying that the duty should be lessened to not necessarily back down to where it was, but the government would have had a certain expectation of how much money they're going to get. You'd still get more, but let's split the difference. Make it a little bit easier for us. Plus, also remember, when these companies make more money, they will end up paying more tax, even if it's at the same rate. It'll be more because the absolute figure is more, so the government gets more of that as well. I just feel that every single time I fill it with petrol, I don't want to hear the government go on about not having any money anymore. And also, when I fill it with petrol, I don't want the card reader to ask me if I want to donate to charity. No, I do, but not right now. Right. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Animaniacs. Hello, nurse. Hello, nurse. Badum Tish. What was the, who? Crystal Tips and Alistair was wasn't really a TV girl. I was always playing with things with my hands outside. Explains. Yeah. No, you must have. There must have been some good telly. Must have been. Who remembers Little and Large? Steve and Louis Schaefer should do their act together. Which one would I be? Sid Little. Lewis could be the straight man and Steve the funny one. I'll take it. For a minute there, Votan. Oh, I was feeling the pain. Call it crazy and calm. I think we were like that when we were on Headliners together. I think we worked well together because there's no overlap of our Venn diagram. I didn't know JLS joined Reform UK. Bad pun. Inspector had plenty of gadgets and he knew how to use them. JR in Dallas, oil is not well. BP is taking the beep on petrol prices. Yeah, I feel it every single time. 90% of the BP profits are from outside the UK and don't get taxed in the UK. It's a shame we don't have our ability to provide oil and gas ourselves, isn't it? Sounds well cast. No, it's a good idea. PM, no meaning to the S, although it could refer to Simon Fuller's previous group, the Spice Girls. Oh, so the S in S Club 7 doesn't mean anything. The 7 did, though, and that was the dumbest decision ever made, wasn't it? How did they not predict what we're going to do when someone leaves? Nah. Flipping idiots. I like your miffed face, Steve. Well, you're probably going to see it a lot. The way things are going. I remember Muffin the Mule. I barely even touched the thing. Mainly because I did 6 months for it. Boom! Hugh. Nice. Pleasure working with you. We're into the next story. I feel like we need to have commercial breaks on this show again, don't we? I need to take a break halfway through this. This is the second show I've done. Flipping knackered. Like and subscribe. We didn't. We should have done. We should have done the story. It was the front page of one of them. An episode of Morecambe and Wise has been found. An old episode. I can't wait. But as we realised, you're excited when you see the headline. An old episode has been found. But if it wasn't ITV Morecambe and Wise, if it was BBC Morecambe and Wise, no offence, but not as good. Not as good. You know what I mean? It's going to be that early stuff, isn't it? Black and white. So not the ITV, the classics. I'm playing all of the right notes. Not necessarily in the right. Probably the best joke ever written. You're playing all of the wrong notes. I'm playing all of the right notes. Put that on the list. Clean breaks, hard up Brits, taking personal hygiene hit. Britain are sacrificing their personal hygiene to save money. A study of 2,000 adults found that 23% struggled financially in the past 12 months, with 27% setting aside basic hygiene needs. How? Don't get me wrong. I'm a soap user. I'm old school. I like a bar of soap. It's prison practice. I like a proper bar of soap that I can work out how to wield when I'm in the shower. And they cost barely like 17p for your cheapest soap. What other personal hygiene is there? Have a wash, you're done. A little bit of antiperspirant if you really have to, but that's the basic. All you have to do is wash yourself. Which includes buying fewer products, such as hand wash, and making decisions to do less cleaning around the house. People smelt bad enough already. without this, if this is going to be the downside of the Iran war, they're going to win. They shut off the Strait of Hormuz, and we stink. I'm not here for that. Someone's calling. What's this? Uh-oh. Got a message from the nursery. Bear with. I'll put this on the screen. Let me just see if I've got to go and pick up the kids early. What a day. Hang on. Oh, no. Oh, bless. Oh, my daughter's, she's, seems very tired and is quite emotional. Can we give her a nap? Yeah, give her. There you go. Right, replied. It's one small step for Nan. That's good. Good headline. Betty Campbell celebrates her 90th birthday with a moonwalk, not in the kind of hee-hee, in her neighbour's front room. That's I hope you had permission. Everything else about that story is fine apart from the neighbours thing. She was invited round after artist Debbie McKnight recreated the 1969 Apollo. Didn't quite recreate it, didn't quite. That's not exactly how it looked. No, look, obviously that one was fake too, but they had Stanley Kubrick working on it. So obviously your direction is. Where did you get that much gold foil from? This seems like you spent her inheritance. So anyway, I just can't help thinking this is not the best way to celebrate your 90th unless you do it out in public so that when you take the helmet off, help me, I'm only 20. What happened up there? And people would be like, oh my God. That's how I would do it. Some Fantastic Four spin-off. I went into space, the cosmic radiation made me into this. Do you not think you do that? If I ever get to 90, I'm going to spend my time doing that. Just doing stuff where I can pretend I've suffered rapid aging. No one else? Just me. Good. A pub chain has deployed AI-powered assistants to work in its boozer. Green King is using virtual assistant called Charlie. Hang on, that's confusing. I'm not nipping down the pub and trying to see if I can get a little bit of action from Charlie. I like this because, firstly, your big worry is, oh no, if you get rid of bar staff and you have like self-serve AI, you'll ruin the atmosphere. But I say to you again, Green King. So you don't have to worry about there being any atmosphere in there in the first place. It's deployed to drive efficiency at 4 of its watering holes in London, as long as it means you don't have to queue. The whole queuing system is such BS that this is why I welcome our new AI overlords. I would have stood up and fought against the tech revolution if it weren't for exactly this. The idea of like, if you thrust your £20 notes forth, or if you have a big set of knockers on you, you get served. And I only have one of those. I mean, I only have one big knocker. It's weird. It does not help you get served. Got to go, tired and emotional. No, she's only 2, and she's tired. I don't know. She didn't go to sleep quite right last night. I think she's got my hay fever as well. She's got a lot of the wrong genes from me. I do apologise to her. Charlotte says, I knew the Michael Jackson impression would pop up at some point. Hee hee. Has she been on the gin? I don't think she's been on the gin. No, I said she takes after me, not a mother. Boo! That looks like a scene from the original Fake Moon set. Votan. I am in agreement. It would have been more impressive if they'd landed a gran on the moon. Steve's Cosmic Radio Station made me this. That actually is a good point. Although I do a little bit of phone work, says Charlotte, if you catch my drift. No, I don't. Elite says, you do have a fine tash, though, Steve. Why, thank you. I think I've Steve's tash fixation at the moment. The comb's not in here. I was doing the thing with the comb. I can leave the comb in it now. It really is a time saver. You've got a lovely knocker. You've got a lovely knocker, Steve. Thank you. I really should have a mould of it done. You can put that on the door. Desk nuts for the desk. And then just like a sculpt of a man boob for the front door. Actually, they'd be the wrong knockers. What we actually need is someone who's willing to get a 3D scan of their actual knockers done. That feels like a perfectly fine thing to ask people on the internet. At the Mo, did you mean the other ATM? Oh, the cash one. I don't know. Good point well made. How long have we done? 46 minutes. I might go and pick her up, though. She might be feeling ill. You lucky people. We put our trust in superstitions. Nearly half of us use good luck superstitions on a daily basis. A poll found that 42%, getting on for half, but bit of a reach, have a lucky ritual or charm to turn to when they need extra confidence boost or to a stroke of good fortune. So let's look at the thing, the actual list. Come on, get out of it. Get it. Because they've listed the top 10 rituals. And I am not a man of faith. I am not a man of religion. And yet I do superstition things. I know it makes no sense. Literally, I would... Eternity in hellfire and damnation. Yeah, whatever. 7 years of bad luck. Crossing fingers for good luck. Actually, I can't be bothered doing that. Knocking on wood. Well, not the way they... Touching wood. You say bad luck. Got me throwing out that Tesco. Avoiding walking under a ladder, of course, because it makes sense. Don't walk under a ladder. Is it superstition, or is it just I'm 6'2"? And most ladders, clearly they're longer than 6'2", but they're not going straight up, are they? They are forming the hypotenuse of a right-angled triangle. So whilst the ladder may well be longer than I am tall, let's call that ladder C, the length of it C, whereas I, as a person walking through, I need to compare myself to the height of the opposite rather than the adjacent. The adjacent on the floor who gives 2 flips. No one. However, it is important because C squared, and bear with me here, C squared equals A squared plus B squared, where A would be the distance between the bottom of the ladder and the floor, and the height and this. Where's me? Oh.
Science Corner.
Pythagoras. Choosing specific numbers you believe to be lucky, e.g. birthday. Now, see a penny, pick it up. Yeah, that's not because of luck. Avoiding umbrellas indoors. Opening umbrellas indoors. Unless it's the little tiny ones on a cocktail. Avoiding putting new shoes on the table. Actually, that one I don't understand. That's really annoying that this is a superstition tells you don't put new shoes on the table. Don't put any shoes on the table. The other shoes, the non-new shoes, they're the ones you really don't want to put on a table. They've been outside walking in dog poo. Avoid walking in dog poo. But then you're left with a situation where there's dog poo and a ladder. What are you going to do? Walk through the dog poo? Walk under the ladder? Life's hard, is it? Throwing salt over your left shoulder. Who can have salt these days? Avoiding the number 13. I wait until there are at least 16. But sorry, for a minute there. I thought I was the old Radio 1 DJ. Not me. Radio 1 DJ. Adrian Charles pretend to be John Peel. Avoid stepping on cracks. Well, again, it depends what kind of cracks. I think we've covered that. Right. Skeedy Thran. This is as good as it gets. When, says Alan, on the radio, Chris Tarrant back in the day saying David Jensen sounds like he has hay fever. I'm sorry for ordinary small pubs. No need to apologise. Votan, trying to fight tax and regulations. Green King are trying to screw every penny of profit for themselves. I mean, I say I don't mind the idea of an AI bar made. I still try and chat it up at the end of the night. No, I don't even go to pubs anymore, do I? So that's not big enough mould for mine. Oh. Well, we'll have to get a 3D scanner, won't we? My lucky charms are the desk nuts. Every morning I give him a little tickle. It's good. You don't want your paperwork blown away, do you? Be right back. Phone call, says the Chartle. Oh, that's all right for you. Can we release a model of Steve's dishwasher? With a little mop head on the end. Steve, says Jules, what's happened? Wow. Just seen a person read the note on the letterbox and not put the flyer through the doors. Miracles do happen. You have the power. Non-Stick Nick says, luckily, I'm not superstitious. Eurovision live stream in 12 days, says Proper Memes. I'm still not convinced. I must have got a gig by now. You've seen the way my career's going. Ems says, why I man? Pet man. It comes from a mining tradition of putting shoes on the table when a miner has died in the mine. No, okay. I'm not a miner. I think it's bad walking under a ladder. Imagine me trying to go down the sides of one of those holes. But do you see my point? Also, don't put dirty-ass shoes on the table. Why are you putting shoes on the table? Don't put any shoe. You thinking of a shoe rack? Are you confusing a table and a shoe rack? How close to this thing you stood? No, Dougal. That's a big table. That shoe rack is nearer. Proper Memes Doodle's first semi on the 12th. How did you know about that? Said in Ali G voice. This is going to be a good one. What was it like not being Julia HB on Talk Radio? We get on amazingly well. No one thinks we do. Avoid walking under ladders being climbed by dogs with diarrhea. Justin, it's a good point, and I can't believe it didn't make the list. Alan says, I remember something my sister said. You can always put your dish in her washer. Like and subscribe. We're back. I think I knew your sister. She was no. Not saying all of the things that come into my head, which also could have been the subtitle of this show, wasn't it? Saying all of the things that come into my head. Swear and you'll get a £1,000 fine. Kai will. Swearing in public could land you with a £1,000 fine. More than 1 in 5 local authorities have imposed a ban on cursing on the street. Well, then don't have so many mother potholes. This is a scam, isn't it? This is the scam. How can we make money? We can't increase tax anymore because we made some pledges and no one really pays attention to that anymore. But we kind of already done the taxing. We need to raise revenue by other stealth ways. Well, you could do more speeding fines and you could get AI to use to catch people like not using the seatbelt. Oh, we've already done that, yeah. Well, you could fine people more for getting their recycling wrong. Well, why would people be getting recycling wrong? Oh, just change the system so there are now way more bins, and then you could. Okay, good. Yeah, good. Any other ideas? We need to get some more money in. Why not fine people £1,000 for swearing, and make the country an absolute pile of golden? I'm a free speech kind of guy, but I'm definitely a free speech kind of guy when the word I want to say is, something about bumholes. It's bad enough for you people in the chat. In the olden days, you couldn't say the swear words on here. Thankfully, I need to walk around with this. I need one of those in real life. So I can say, oh, this is an absolute pile of just saved myself £1,000. And it's not even Friday. What's happened? Avoid what? Yeah. That's me staying inside for the rest of my life then. Because you don't want to walk on under ladders. Oh, because you can't swear. Alan, if I swear, they can give me £1,000. I swear to that without swearing. Catch my... Oh, like the pledge swear. If I swear, imagine getting fined for a pledge as well. Deary me, says Elite, it's another way of ensuring we can't leave the house. Forget 15-minute cities. They fine you for swearing and then have the world as it is? Gordon Ramsay is absolutely Sorry, I was just taking a break. Hugh says, at what point does a word become a swear word? I read a book about a load of bloody battles. Can I talk about it? Oh, yeah. Well, earlier on I said crypto tycoon. It depends when someone opens the door, doesn't it? If people weren't such idiots, then I wouldn't have to swear. Exactly. It's the one thing we've got. Swearing is good for you. It's been proven that it changes the brain chemistry, means you don't feel pain as much. Don't take the... First they came for whatever they came for, and I said nothing. And what I should have said is, oi, leave that for... that, but I didn't. And then they came for the swearing. And then I couldn't say anything, because they're the only words I know. That's dull. All right, we'll bring this one home. Oh, this is worth a quick mention. Parents ruining sex life. You say that, but you've not imagined one of those mums on a can't think of any more brands. On a Mitsubishi with a 1,400 spin speed. The 1,400 is a heck of a spin. Oh. Young Brits say that living with their parents is ruining their sex life. And I refer you to the story from the other week. A quarter of pet owners say their pets have put them off in the middle of sex. And the bigger worry is, why are there 3/4 of pet owners who are just absolutely striding right through it? The dog's watching. Oh, do you want to stop? No, I'm just warning you because it's going to make it quicker. A study by sexual wellness brand Lilo from Fifth Element revealed 74% of those aged 18 to 40 admit that living at home makes relationships difficult. Yeah, because if you're upstairs making the sweet, sweet love, ooh, let's get it on, to your partner, and your mum shouts upstairs, anything, it should put you off. I'm coming, Mum. You don't want to... Hugh says, think of the Tourette's community. Yeah, they've had a bad enough time recently, haven't they? Ugh. The BAFTAs. Votant says, in Yeovil Town Centre, the ne'er-do-wells and crackheads swear all the time. There is little prospect for collecting fines. They would have to beg harder to pay for them. You're right. Yet again, who has to pay the fines? It's going to be me, isn't it? These crackheads have it sorted. Living down in Yeovil. Oh, a lovely coastal place. Is it coastal Yeovil? It's heading that way, isn't it? You have to swear on the Bible in court. That's another £1,000. Ka-ching! The only legal way to swear. The only way to make the earth move is a tumble dryer. Well, I mean, depends. Lowercase e. So I guess also a small digger would do it. The biggest ride outside Alton Towers. Again, it depends. If you're doing a 1,400 spin, whoo, baby, you'll feel that on the next day. I'm going to the doctor for a diagnosis, Hugh. I'll get a lanyard. That would be really good, wouldn't it? Just hold it up and just call someone a C word to their face. You're a bit of a... Hang on. You're a bit of a... Sorry, medical condition. Oh, the power. You're right, Charlotte. You accurately pointed out that I was going to do a Michael Jackson today. Jacko dances so bad. Michael Jackson fans have been blasted for moonwalking in front of cinema goers at screenings of a new film about the... Now, apparently this film does not deal with any of the trickier elements. Any of the radio ones, you know, the old radio one, you know. The movie called Michael, no one cares about this, the bad singer, Harsh, who died aged 50, is played by his nephew, Jafar, from the other film, the Aladdin's Lamp, whatever. Movie fans have complained that their view is being ruined by people throwing the King of Pop's signature dance moves in the aisles. Oh, so it's not even... I thought it was like queuing to get in. Imagine that. You turn up to queue to get in, you're like, I'm at the wrong end of the queue here, because everyone's facing the wrong way. They're all going backwards. They're all... Hee-hee. Me casters are all wrong. Hee-hee. My bag's down there as well. I didn't plan that one. The movie doesn't deal with the BBC issues in both meanings. Well, Runner's legs. Went to see the film yesterday. It ends in 1988. Well, I've missed it then. Tee-hee. Tee-hee. Would a note from my mum suffice when out and about? This is the story when you get put off sex because your mum's down. If she doesn't shout, she pushes a note under the door. Still put me off. Not your mum. Absolutely love it. Not coastal. 40 minutes from Dorset coast or Somerset coast. Damn it. Yeovil. The crackheads in Yeovil. In Dorset. Wouldn't recommend it. Moonwalk was originally called Backslide and was done by Jeffrey Daniels in Shalimar. Michael Jackson's dance moves was a knockoff. That's the worst thing he's ever done. I knew I didn't like him for some reason. It turns out that was it. What kind of a wrong un. Nicks a signature dance move. Oh, and I was going to throw it away because I think we're nearly done. I don't want to bore you too much, but gangsters links with half vape outlets. This is actually front page of another thing, but we couldn't see it. Half of vape and convenience stores in some towns are linked to organised crime. Good. No, because ordinarily a shop being a front for some laundry. No, that's not right. They're places. Laundrettes are fine. Laundering, less good. This English language is an absolute mess, isn't it? If it's a convenience store, nah. If it's a Turkish barber, wrong. If it's a vape shop, good, because I would rather people launder money than smoke vapes. So that's good news for me. Half of the vape outlets, they don't sell that many vapes. Oh, so people aren't stupid prats who go around smelling of pineapple. Oh, I've actually stopped smoking, have you? No, I vape. Course you flipping do. Yeah. I like Buzz Aldrin's moonwalk better, even if it's faked. Well, yeah, he was following that 90-year-old woman. I thought it was Duncan Norvell who did the moonwalk. He was chased, but not in that way. Side note, says Charlotte, can I wear my milkmaid outfit for tomorrow's show? Yep. Why? Yeah. I won't be dressed in the same way. I might turn up dressed as a cow. There is a chance. Tomorrow's show. Just the one udder. Let's move on. This is not the late night version. Why are we even talking like this? Vape off Wacko Wacko was more of a viper than a vapor. They smell of pineapple. Why would you want to? You're a grown man. You see these people coming out of the gym. Not even the ones with... The only reason I'm hanging around there is for their yoga pants. But you see these blokes coming out of the gym. You know, wedge shape. Johnny Bravo, fully massive. And then flipping vaping. Like a child. I think this is what's gone wrong with society. When I was growing up, by the time I'd finished, stop watching Hong Kong Phooey. Not straight after. Like when I've outgrown Hong Kong Phooey. If you wanted to sit in the park and get drunk, you had to drink things that to the neophyte tasted horrible. To the young palate, a pint of bitter was exactly what it sounded like. If you drink any of these alcohols, and you persevered, you pushed through it, it was horrible and you hated it and you sat in a park and you got drunk. And then Alco Pops come along. Oh, a little fruit drink for you, you absolute work-shy layabouts. They didn't put the work in to get drunk like I did. It's that whole generation. Oh, I'll just have some hooch. It's a sweet drink, you child. But at least I know if you want to start smoking, you have to deal with that horrible, it stinks, everything. Oh, let's do vapes. Do these kids have to do nothing? Proper Memes says, Wuhan Flui was a great sequel. I believe it's pronounced Wuhan. They do pale into significance. So did Michael Jackson. What? Mad Dog 2020. Oh I had a night out on one of those, which I do not remember, but I got in some serious trouble for. Oh my days. Before Alco Pops, there was Mad Dog, yeah. But still, I had to learn to drink on the hard stuff. And then MD 2020 came along, which was the worst, the most ironically named anything, because after one of those, the one type of vision you do not have. Hooch says, proper memes, are you throwing up, sir? You're right. That's Captain Caveman, good cartoon. His stubble looked like my brother's head. Oh, I know what you mean. And Joodles, OMG MD 2020. Is that a code or a score? In fact, if you listen to today's All Hit Radio, which has probably just started, it's a pre-recorded show, obviously. That's how that show works. But you can listen to All Hit Radio. There's some good songs on there. I did get in a bit of logical trouble when back announcing something. You know what I'm like. I start a sentence, and if options come along for me to jump off in a different direction, it kind of happens. We play today, You're More Than a Number in My Little Black Book. You're more. And I just said, you are more than a number. I also give you a grading next to it, like an A to F thing. Like GCSEs, but not GCSEs now, because GCSEs now still use numbers. So you would be just a number in my little black book, but it's a number that's got 2 pieces of information in it, so you'd be a tensor. And I don't think there are many other places in the world of commercial radio where someone starts going on about matrices. And that might explain why the figures might not be great. Anyway, there you go. Steve misreads so much he needs to go to Specsavers. What did I say? OMG MD 2020. I got that right. What did proper meme say? Wuhan. Flui. Wasn't a great sequel. Did I say was a great sequel? I'd already realised I was going to do the thing about pronouncing it. Last one coming in here. I have a diet management program for you for just £100 a month. Learn how to present a podcast/stream without taking high-carb energy drinks. Decorated in occult symbols inspired by Satan. Zero sugar. Burn. And it does. So, you're up to that. Oh, no. Hang on. Now I've got to learn how to do it on this keyboard. If I just keep using that one, I'll never learn. I'll never flipping learn. Plugs.
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this way.
Hi, I'm Stephen Allen. And here are some of the places you could see me doing things. But, plugs. Friday, almost daily, tomorrow at 12 at 12. And then, well, the Plank of the Week will record. I could have added this to the list. I believe they release it on YouTube's at 7 p.m. Plus, I'm performing stand-up comedy in London. Around 7 dials? Something like that. Saturday morning, on Saturday. GB News from 6, if they let me on. Performing that night in Hemel. I will warn you, though, that when I get home from doing the GB, my missus booked in work straight away, so I'm looking after the kids as soon as I get in. So look, finish the gig, get a little bit of sleep in a migrant hotel, get up early, go and do that, come home, and then no sleep all the way through to driving to Hemel, and I'm headlining that gig. So it's going to be rough. I'm raw dogging that all the way through. Sunday. There's a gig in the afternoon at Backyard Comedy, and I'll do that. You're up to date. There it is. Thank you for watching. I've enjoyed today's show. I didn't really ask whether you did or not. Did I? Should have done earlier on. So look, he couldn't do a show without a bum punch. I'm sure you'd notice if one of those happened. I hope to see you as a cow in tomorrow's show, Steve. Or a bull, I suppose. I don't do hirsute lip reading. I can't believe I've not trimmed it off yet. I don't even like Tasha's. I've got to get rid of it. I don't know why I'm doing it. Damn, says Vortan. If it wasn't for those pesky kids, I would have got away with it. Still occult symbols there. Is it? Now, hang on, bear with. I can't tip it under that camera, otherwise I would do. They're not occult, they're just speedometer, battery, recycling. Oh, you're one of them. Are you so anti-Ed Miliband that now you consider a recycling symbol to be the occult? Yeah, you might actually be onto something. Do you know what? I take it back. It's been great crack today, Sir Joodles. You can't say that these days. And don't step on cracks anyway. Backyard Boys, how very dare you. Very, very pleasurable stream. Well, that's what I'll be saying later. After one of these, Alan says, have a good weekend. Good gig, Steve. You are awesome. Love the beard. Take care, mate. Thank you, Alan. Thank you. I'm not sure about the beard, but it's going right. I want to trim it off, but I also want to dye it first. It'd be fun, wouldn't it? Just to see what I look like with like a proper Darkman beard. Not Darkman like the superhero. I don't want a face like that. Oh. Did anyone remember that? Liam Neeson as Darkman. All right, that's a different phone-in. We should somehow get phone-ins available on this show. Should we do that? Where you could dial in and chat live. Should we do that? I'm the kind of nerd who could do that. And what else we got? Ooh, I need to try that flavour. This is a bum punch. Voice notes. And we definitely could do voice notes, but that's going to be a lot of clicking and I don't know, there must be a way. I've got it set up so that I can run a Bluetooth phone, connect to my phone through the Bluetooth and it goes through the mixing desk for when I was doing live shows. Black up your beard. You say it like that, I see how that might be a problem. Especially if I still wish to spend time on the show saying, Wagwan man. Love a voice note. I'm not sure I do. Darkman, just for me. Yeah. Did he deliver milk tray to you? Yes, defo do that. Or pre-record. Okay, everyone's all right. We're now into the voice notes. Seems to be popular. All right, I think we've done all the business, haven't we? Thank you very much for watching. I should have promoted the fact that you can go to kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. My hay fever is kicking in now, so I'm really going to peg it out of here. Substack.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen, but you've seen what my schedule's like. I'd love to write something on there soon. I don't know if I can manage it. I got to go and pick up the kids by the looks of it because poor little love, bless her. I think she's having a developmental spurt as well. She is. It's weird. In the last week, she now fully understands all of English. I'm not quite sure how that happened. Although some people's voice notes could be too much to be broadcast. Yeah, but it's the internet, isn't it? At some point, we'll just move this across to Rumble and make it pure filth. Should we do that? Kofi.com, Substack.com, subscribe, click the button, smash the like, all of those things. The audio version of the podcast made from the radio show, get subscribed to that. There's the thing on YouTube. The flipping thing with the music. What's it called? Spotify. You can have a listen to my EP that's been released, I'm Tired, by Stephen Allen. Still, I plan to make at least 0.00017 pence from that by the end of this year. And until now, you need to make your own these days, Chris. What this? I don't like radishes. I don't know what it means, and I enjoy the intrigue of never finding out. I'll just ponder on that through the rest of the day. Till next time, which is tomorrow at 12. Have a good one. Bye.
Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again.
Britain is in the
Almost
grip of a
daily,
vomiting
but
epidemic.
always sure.
Nauseating TV adverts.
He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served out plainly. Your pursuit is never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
Raggy?